From translation, ISV International Standard Version. This 56th day of the year. Today we are reading passages Numbers 33 to 34. Numbers chapter 33, verses 1 to 74. This is the route the Israelites took when they came out of Egypt. Under the leadership of Moses and Aaron, they set out from Ramesses on the 15th day of the first month. The day after the Passover, the Israelites went out defiantly in the sight of all the Egyptians. The Egyptians were burying all their firstborn, which the Lord had struck down among them. Against their gods, the Lord had executed judgment. So the Israelites journeyed from Ramesses and camped at Sukkot. They journeyed from Sukkot and camped at Etham on the edge of the wilderness. They journeyed from Etham and turned back toward Pi-hahiroth, which is opposite Baal-zephon. They camped before Migdol. They journeyed from Pi-hahiroth and passed through the middle of the sea into the wilderness. They walked 3 days in the wilderness of Etham and camped at Marah. They journeyed from Marah and came to Elim, where there were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, and they camped there. They journeyed from Elim and camped by the Red Sea. They journeyed from the Red Sea and camped in the wilderness of Sin. They journeyed from the wilderness of Sin and camped at Dophkah. They journeyed from Dophkah and camped at Alush. They journeyed from Alush and camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. They journeyed from Rephidim and camped in the wilderness of Sinai. They journeyed from the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kibroth-Hattaavah. They journeyed from Kibroth-Hattaavah and camped at Hazeroth. They journeyed from Hazeroth and camped at Rithmah. They journeyed from Rithmah and camped at Rimmon Perez. They journeyed from Rimmon Perez and camped at Libnah. They journeyed from Libnah and camped at Rissah. They journeyed from Rissah and camped at Kehilassa. They journeyed from Kehilassa and camped at Mount Shephah. They journeyed from Mount Shephah and camped at Haradah. They journeyed from Haradah and camped at Makhiloth. They journeyed from Makhiloth and camped at Tahas. They journeyed from Tahas and camped at Terah. They journeyed from Terah and camped at Mithkah. They journeyed from Mithkah and camped at Hashmonah. They journeyed from Hashmonah and camped at Mosroth. They journeyed from Mosroth and camped at Benajarkan. They journeyed from Benajarkan and camped at Hor-Haggidgad. They journeyed from Hor-Haggidgad and camped at Jotbatha. They journeyed from Jotbatha and camped at Abronah. They journeyed from Abronah and camped at Ezion-Geber. They journeyed from Ezion-Geber and camped at Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin. They journeyed from Kadesh and camped at Mount Hor, on the border of the land of Edom. Aaron the priest ascended Mount Hor at the command of the Lord, and he died there in the 40th year after the Israelites had come out of the land of Egypt, on the 1st day of the 5th month. Aaron was 123 years old when he died on Mount Hor. The Canaanite king of Arad, who lived in the Negev in the land of Canaan, heard that the Israelites were coming. So he fought against Israel and took some of them prisoner. Israel made a vow to the Lord and said, "If you will indeed deliver these people into our power, then we will utterly destroy their cities." The Lord listened to Israel's voice and delivered the Canaanites into their power. They completely destroyed them and their cities, and he named the place Hormah. They journeyed from Mount Hor and camped at Zalmonah. They journeyed from Zalmonah and camped at Punon. They journeyed from Punon and camped at Oboth. They journeyed from Oboth and camped at Ijebarim in the territory of Moab. They journeyed from Ijebarim and camped at Dibengad. They journeyed from Dibengad and camped at Almon-Diblatime. They journeyed from Almon-Diblatime and camped in the mountains of Abarim, near Nebo. The Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab, by the Jordan River across from Jericho. "Command the Israelites and say to them, when you cross the Jordan River into the land of Canaan, you must drive out all the inhabitants of the land before you. Destroy all their carved images, destroy all their cast metal images, and demolish all their high places. You must take possession of the land and settle in it, because I've given the land to you to possess. You are to divide the land by lot according to your families. To the larger tribes you are to give a larger inheritance, and to the smaller tribes you are to give a smaller inheritance. Wherever the lot falls, that is to be their inheritance. You are to divide the land according to the number of names. But if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, those whom you allow to remain will become like splinters in your eyes and thorns in your sides. They will harass you in the land where you are living, and what I had planned to do to them, I will do to you." The list of those who were to be driven out included the inhabitants of the following cities. All the cities of the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. The list of those who were to remain included the following: the Gibeonites and the Hivites in the cities of Gibon, Chephirah, Beeroth, and Kiriath-Jearim. Moses commanded the Israelites, "This is the land you are to divide by lot as your inheritance, which the Lord has commanded to be given to you. These are the cities you are to include in your inheritance. The cities for the descendants of Reuben, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Gad, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Asher, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Naphtali, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Dan, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Manasseh, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Ephraim, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Benjamin, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Simeon, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Zebulun, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Issachar, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Joseph, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Levi, according to their families. The cities for the descendants of Judah, according to their families. Numbers chapter 34, verses 1 to 28. The Lord spoke to Moses. Command the Israelites and tell them, when you enter the land of Canaan, this will be the land that will fall to you as an inheritance, the land of Canaan as defined by its boundaries. Your southern side will be from the wilderness of Zin alongside Edom. Your southern border will extend from the east side of the Dead Sea, will continue southward to the ascent of Akrabim, will pass to Zin, then south of Kadesh Barnea, will go to Hazar Adar, and continue to Asman. The border will turn from Asman to the brook of Egypt, and its termination will be at the sea. Your western border will be the Great Sea. This will be your western border. Your northern border will extend from the Great Sea to Mount Hor. From Mount Hor you will continue to the entrance of Hamath, and the border's termination will be at Zedad. The border will extend to Ziphron, and its termination will be at Hazar-Enan. This will be your northern border. Your eastern border will extend from Hazar-Enan to Shephem. The border will continue down to Riblah on the east side of Ain. The border will continue down and along the eastern slope of the Sea of Galilee. The border will continue down to the Jordan River and terminate at the Dead Sea. This will be your land with its surrounding boundaries. Moses commanded the Israelites, "This is the land you are to divide by lot as an inheritance, which the Lord has commanded to be given to you. But you are to give to the descendants of Reuben and Gad, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh their inheritance, which they have received just as Moses the servant of the Lord commanded when he gave the inheritance to the 9 tribes." The Lord spoke to Moses, "These are the names of the men who are to divide the land for you, Eleazar the priest and Joshua son of Nun. You are also to appoint one leader from each tribe to help with the division of the land. These are their names: from the tribe of Judah, Caleb son of Jephunneh; from the tribe of Simeon, Shemuel son of Ammihud; from the tribe of Benjamin, Elidad son of Kislon; from the tribe of Dan, Buki son of Jogli; from the descendants of Joseph, from Manasseh, Haniel son of Ephod; and from Ephraim, Kemuel son of Shifton; from the tribe of Zebulun, Elizaphan son of Parnak; from the tribe of Issachar, Paltiel son of Azan; from the tribe of Asher, Ahihud son of Shelomi; from the tribe of Naphtali, Pedahel son of Ammihud. These are the ones the Lord commanded to divide the land among the Israelites in the land of Canaan.